just touching base to see when you think you might be coming back. You know, I'm just worried that you're not going to find your stride here if you keep going off-world all the time, Carl. I'm worried you're not going to find your people.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, Clark. I have no people. Home is wherever you are, buddy. Crypto and I at least had each other. Honestly, I thought we were lucky. But look, almost by definition runs out. What can I do?
The Brickens carry the antidote on that person. He has 3 days.
You cannot give up on me.
It's a crime of the Yellow Hills. He murdered my innocent family.
Just do what I say. And don't die. This does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys.
Stop. You're hurting my head.
Revenge. It won't take your pain away.
Your eyes are beautiful when you cry. Lot of pain. Lot of suffering.
There's no home without you, buddy.
Aren't you the dips from that dive bar?
Funny. That's what I've been calling you.
Touche.
All right. So we got the latest Supergirl trailer, and as you can see, it features Lobo. We finally get to see Lobo. And so it looks like it's going to be really fun. Ruthie definitely looks like she's way over her head. You know, she wants to get revenge on Krem of the Yellow Hills for killing her innocent family. Now, I'm aware in the comics that is true, that they were innocent, but I don't know, to emphasize that kind of makes you wonder, wait, were they? Were they innocent? But anyway, so we see early on that Crypto gets shot. And so the whole, even though Ruthie was looking for Supergirl to avenge her family, Supergirl already was, you know, Krem was already on her shit list because he shot Crypto. Because it isn't clear whether Ruthie found Supergirl first and then Krem shot Crypto, or if it just so happens that he shot Crypto and because of that she was already on the rampage and just happened to find Ruthie. That's not clear. But I can't wait to see Lobo. They're both at the same dive bar. I mean, they showed him briefly in a previous trailer, but in that trailer, it was just her noticing Lobo and being like, oh God, this guy again. And there was no context. You think, okay, she knows him well, they've crossed paths before. But no, it was just this one dive bar that she was getting drunk at, where I guess she got into a bar fight. Now, I doubt it's the same bar fight that they had just shown, where there was Ruthie and a table was thrown right by her and she looked like she was in way over her head. She's like, oh my god, I can't believe what's happening. Maybe Supergirl told her, stay there, because she did specifically say, do what I say and don't die. So it's possible that she was told to hide, or she just simply was like, yeah, I have no, yeah, this is just above my pay grade. Now, she goes to dive bars where there is a red sun, so she doesn't have her power so she can get drunk. If that is the case, how is it that she's able to take all those guys on? I mean, is it just simply that her batteries hadn't run out yet, and so she was still able to deal with them even though she was weakened? Because it's not like kryptonite that it automatically weakens you the second you come into contact with it. So I'm assuming that she had something in reserve. Most normal people go to therapy if they have some deep-seated trauma, like, losing your family, losing your entire planet. Because obviously Superman doesn't understand that completely. I mean, he realizes he's different, but he grew up with the Kents. They raised him since he was a baby. Supergirl knows what it's like to lose her family because she was there. So it's different for her. She has that trauma. So obviously she has to deal with it. But Clark is right that if she doesn't, stay on Earth and try to fit in, she's never going to find her people. And she's just like, I don't have people, thinking about her parents, her planet, her city, which technically is true. She lost all her people. But Superman is also right that she needs to find new people. Now, how she's going to do that? Dunno. Is she going to be like, this helping out people is cool? I'm going to do more of that and maybe become a interstellar bounty hunter a la Lobo? Or she's going to go and help her cousin out on Earth? Since this is supposed to lead into Superman Man of Tomorrow, I'm assuming that it's the latter, that she's going to help out on Earth more. Let's see what else. So, plus she said earlier that in an earlier trailer, Superman sees the good in people. I see the truth. Now, for those who are familiar with Supergirl, know that amongst her jobs that she's done in the comics, she's a reporter, just like her cousin. This is leaning towards that, because if there's anything that journalists are good at, is sussing out the truth. At least if you know what the hell you're doing. So I'm thinking that if she isn't a reporter now, which It sounds like she isn't. I don't know if she even has a job. It's not even clear what she does. Maybe she's young and she's still a student. That's a possibility. But it sounds like this is going to help lead her towards working as a reporter. Now, it might not automatically happen after this movie, maybe after Superman Man of Tomorrow, which she's supposed to be in. Maybe she's going to, I don't know if she just shadows her cousin because of the circumstances and she sees what his job is like and she's like, yeah, I want to do that. Or what happens. But I think that's foreshadowing for the fact that she is going to eventually become a reporter. We see a bunch of flashbacks, her finding Crypto, which we've seen before. She, when he was just a puppy. And obviously, these are memories that come back to her because she feels like, her life is shit because she lost everything instead of trying to make life anew, which granted is really hard. But she knows at least one person. She knows Kal-El. So you would think that would be her, that would be her entry point into getting immersed in American culture. Well, I assume American culture. And making friends, doing this, doing that. Granted, those are hard things. Those are very hard things. So, but yeah, I'm thinking this is going to help her come out of her shell. Just the fact that she helped Ruthie, she met Lobo, and it's just going to help her reach out and realize that she does need to reach out to other people like Clark, who obviously is trying to help her to get integrated in society and to make a new life, because just dwelling over her old life and her the loss of her family, that's going to do absolutely no good. She has to move past that. Obviously not forget, because, Man of Tomorrow is coming up. And if they blame Brainiac for the destruction of Krypton, she's going to have, this is going to be therapy part 2 for her. This is therapy part 1, which is just accepting your loss. As she's trying to talk to Ruthie, revenge isn't going to bring them back, which it's true. Now, whether she'll remember that in Superman Man of Tomorrow when she goes up against Brainiac, because technically Brainiac wasn't the reason she lost her family. She lost her family because the bottled city of Kandor, that her father bottled up the city himself. He put a shield over it. And something catastrophic happened with that. But they saved themselves from the destruction of Krypton. So yeah, this is her going to be accepting that she has to move on. That if nothing else, her parents wouldn't want her to just drink all day and just piss away her life simply because of what happened. And so, yeah, most normal people go to therapy. This is superhero therapy, I guess. Let's see, what else did I want to mention? It's not clear how much Lobo helps because we see him, I assume, outside the dive bar when Supergirl is again fighting. Or maybe they meet up at a different point because they definitely meet up on Krem's ship, which is when the final battle and Lobo is there. Now, he's a bounty hunter, so unless there are bounties out for some of these people like Krem, unless there's a bounty out for him, I don't see why he would just be out of the goodness of his heart helping Supergirl. Or maybe he would. You know? I mean, she's a pretty girl. I mean, Lobo killed his whole race. He killed his whole planet. So maybe he's not into that type of thing. Maybe he's not into Supergirl like that. Maybe he's just intrigued with her, or, like I said, Krem has a bounty on him, so they are able to recruit Lobo because, well, Krem has a bounty, so why don't we work together? But it doesn't look, even though Ruthie had a sword, it doesn't look like. Maybe we'll find there'll be additional trailers since the movie doesn't come out till summer. So maybe there'll be additional trailers. But so far, Ruthie's done nothing. So she has this sword. She wants to get revenge on the death of her family. But I have yet to see her do anything except Supergirl protecting her. In which case you're like, why is she there? All she has to do is say, that's Krem. This is what he's done. Go get him. Why is she there? All she's doing is making life harder for Supergirl because she has to protect her along with going after Krem. Oh yes, I love the body surfing scene where not only was Supergirl body surfing, Krypto was body surfing too, which was hilarious. So yeah, they're showing all the scenes. So obviously this all happens before Krypto gets shot. Or who knows, maybe the body surfing happens after he recovers. Maybe they show him in recovery, but I doubt that. I'm pretty sure they won't show him recovered until Superman Man of Tomorrow, which having him work with Lex is going to be very interesting because I'm sure he remembers what Lex did to him. Whether anybody told Supergirl about what Lex did to him. Because I'm pretty sure that Lex will have all sorts of issues if Supergirl knows about it. He's already going to have issues because Krypto knows about it. And he's not the good little dog that maybe if Supergirl told him not to, but if she found out why he was attacking Lex, I don't think she would stop him. So, oh my god. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention about this trailer. Now, I don't know if this is going to end with her meeting Superman's friends. meeting Lois, meeting the Daily Planet gang. Maybe, that's how she gets a taste for reporting. Who knows? I'm not aware of the Daily Planet people appearing in Supergirl. I just know that Clark appears. So maybe it'll be something off screen as a post-credit scene. Something that will either lead into Superman Man of Tomorrow or lead into her life as Kara, as opposed to Supergirl. So let's see if there's anything else I wanted to mention about this trailer. I think that's all I have for this trailer. Now, for those of you who came to this channel expecting Daredevil, I haven't seen episodes 2 or 3 yet. I'm hoping to at least do episode 2 tomorrow, Friday. If I'm lucky, I'll be able to do both episodes, but I do want to at least do episode 2 tomorrow. Let's see, what else did I have? That's pretty much it. I have to do Daredevil episodes 2 and 3. I have to do Matlock. And then I'll be caught up. Hopefully it'll be before we start the process all over again. Anyway, with that, I will see you guys in the next video.